Welcome to the No Name Brand Podcast. My name is Sashka Hanarappel, actress, singer, dancer, turned brand marketing, sales, and advertising strategist who brands your soul. And each week I bring you an inspiring person or message to help you discover your undergod, turn up your leadership notches, challenge the status quo, because you're fast and furious with a powerful message to share with the world. Thank you for taking time out with me today, and without further ado, let's get our creative and wisdom juices flowing. Ha! Folks, and we're back at it. It's time to get wildly successful and unstoppable. Our next guest is a fellow African compadre and is here today to share her incredible and fiery spirit with us on the topic of business, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Yes, please. Now, at the age of 13, an unexpected event led her to make a decision. One that a young teenager doesn't need to do, but she did it. And looking back at her journey from then to now, she surely has had wild success, which only goes to show her incredible resilience and desire to succeed in life. Our next guest has been on Radio 702, Business Insider, Destiny, Radio 2000, SABC News, E-News Africa, and SAFM. And today on the No Name Brand Podcast. And she's taken business from no profit to over 50 million South African rands. That's a lot of buckaroos, man. But it wasn't all pretty smelling roses along the way. Hell no. Her first business was a failure. Thank God. A prospective client rubbed that in by advising her to call me back when you are no longer the Mickey Mouse, aka playing small. Now, every path she has taken has been one to achieve her mountainous goal to be financially free, unstoppable, and wildly successful. I love kind of people like this. She's gone from clinical psychology to corporate business to entrepreneurship with a common thread throughout, which is to find the drivers behind success and then support others to tap into their potential and become wildly successful. Who the hell doesn't want that? Oh, and that, my dear friend, she has done. She is making it possible for millions of entrepreneurs to achieve the wild success they deserve, because you do. She believes entrepreneurs have the potential to make the world a far better place. Hallelujah. And I'm sure that that's what you want to be and do too. So without further ado, folks, how about we dive into the world of wildly successful and unstoppable? Sounds lush, doesn't it? Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Carmen Wilde. Hey, Carmen, how are you?
Sashka. I had to bite my tongue not to laugh at that. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. Wow, you have a way with words. Thank you. Thank you for that wildly successful introduction.
And nobody will be stopping us today, so we're going to be having a ball of a time. So exciting.
I think I'm going to use your introduction in all my future introductions.
Oh, yes, please. That's what Nick Koyoma did with his video.
Really?
Video mark. Oh, man. That's one of my dreams, is to do voiceover animation, like Toy Story and stuff. Brilliant. And when he sent it to me, I'm like, oh, my God, this is so exciting. This is how it should be. So that's pretty exciting. Yes, yes. So let's start off by giving our listeners a rundown of where you are in the world today, and let us know if you have a favorite automobile or car brand.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting start. How did you guess? I absolutely am a speed queen.
See, wildly unstoppable. I'm like, this chick is my chick.
Absolutely.
If I could have a monster truck in my backyard, I would.
Where I'm in the world at the moment is in a very sleepy place of the world, an idyllic island called Mauritius, which most people who I speak with go, let me just go and have a look on the map. It's like a pinprick on the map. It doesn't even feature, but wow, when you land here, it's pure paradise. Yeah. So that's incredible. And in terms of the mobile, well, it would have to be a Bugatti or Lamborghini. Sure. In South Africa, we had an R8, and that was just sex on wheels.
Yes, please.
Yeah, on the island, double cabs is the name of the game. Yes, so
I
it
love it.
would be lost on the island. But yes, I certainly do love speed.
Oh, I love it too. One day I'm going to be practicing on that. What's it called? The Formula One thing. Still want to go
Yeah.
do that. Drive a Ferrari. Yes, please.
Absolutely.
So tell us, when did you become wildly successful and unstoppable in your mission and purpose? How has your success escalated and expanded over the years?
Okay. So there's different ways I could answer that. I think I actually became unstoppable at the age of 13. So you alluded to that in the introduction. And in my mind, on that day that I walked into my friend's mansion of a home and I saw how the other half live, which was certainly not the way I was living and my family, and it opened my entire mind to possibility. And I switched tracks on that day in my mind, which to my mind is the secret to success. It happens in your mind before it's actually happened. So I would say on that day when I looked at this lot and I saw these glossy Italian tiles that I dare not even breathe on, and these velvet fabrics, but the best, the absolute best was this plunging waterfall into the freaking pool.
Wow.
Which is where I fell in love with the idea of tropics, because the garden was like a tropical garden. And I just looked at this and I thought, okay, if other people can have this, I can too.
Wow.
And I actually asked her, in my brilliant wisdom at the age of 13, I said to her, Candace, was your dad's dad rich? And she said to me, God knows where that question came from. And she said to me, hell no, Carmen. Dad's always telling us to appreciate everything we have because he had to work so hard for it because their family was poor, were poor. Well, that just changed my destiny, because in that moment, I just decided, well, if he could have done that, I can too. And it opened my mind to the possibility that exists. And everything changed. What I thought, how I acted, what I did as a kid. I became an adult. So that moment just changed my entire destiny, and I decided my family history of financial struggle was just not going to be in my vocabulary. It wasn't going to be my destiny. And I had no clue how I was going to do it, but I was going to have money and lots of it. I wanted that plunging waterfall.
I love it. I love it.
So that's where it started for me, Sashka. I think it was in that moment.
Do you find that probably you did in the beginning, when you chase the money, you're chasing the money, it's all outside of you. So when did you come to the point where it was like, oh, it's not about the money?
Totally. Such a good question. It came much later, and through quite a tough experience.
Share with us.
However, but another experience, well, I don't have regrets. I believe every single challenge we experience is a signpost in life that's trying to show you what the truth is. So I was in my 30s. By this stage, I'd created a huge amount of success for myself. I was actually living the dream. And life shifted again in a moment. So I was divorced at that stage. I was with a new, amazing, incredible partner, my soulmate. And we just moved into our dream home. And just a few days after we moved into our dream home, this elation of being in this incredible home turned into absolute terror when 6 armed men just entered our home out of nowhere and invaded this sanctuary of ours. I mean, that's the reality of South Africa, of living in South Africa. And in the moment, what saved me was that I actually went into almost like a movie scene. It was almost like I couldn't believe what was happening. And I went into this sort of stupor, but just as well I did, because it saved my life, because it made me so calm. By seeing it as if it was a movie unfolding, it actually kept me really calm, which is exactly what they just wanted, what they wanted. We gave them what they wanted. And I mean, they locked me up. They walked through closet that I was bragging to all my friends about. And here I am being locked up in this freaking closet. But the reality of those terrifying moments later on, and I'll come back to that, they didn't physically harm us, but it leaves something, absolutely. It leaves a scar that never leaves you. And then that was the one experience. And then we literally, that was our dream home. I didn't care all of a sudden. So it just shows you already the material stuff doesn't matter. And all of a sudden it was like, I cannot live there. I'm an energy person. The energy, I can't be here. And we looked for Fort Knox. Didn't care what the aesthetics were. It was, where can we go in South Africa where it feels like Fort Knox? So we found that. And 2 years later, the unthinkable happens. We burgled again. And this time they go after our offices, and we were an IP business. Thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of IP are gone overnight. So we were literally out of business overnight. I couldn't go the next day and present something. I had no presentations. I had no laptops. I had nothing. And so I sat back, because we're in the business of coaching and we think about things. It's just like, okay, so what is going on here? Twice now, everything is taken away from you. So what is the universe trying to show me? So interesting. After the first burglary, we were actually booked just days afterwards on a Neuro Linguistic Programming course to go and learn how to become NLP coaches. And in spite of the chaos, we went, because we knew that there was going to be some significant lesson. And what was so amazing there was the facilitator was brilliant. And he showed us, almost became like the case study for the 7 days, you know? And he showed us the power of reframing. So out of that first experience, what I took away was the gift of life and the significance of being alive and the gift of love. The love, just we were showered with love from strangers, from family. So that was what I took out of the first experience. And then the second burglary, it almost shook me more. And the reason it shook me more was we couldn't earn an income. In the weeks following that, we were in real turmoil. Everything was gone, even our backup drives. So we're literally starting from scratch. And that really took me on a soul-searching journey. And I thought, okay, something's going on here. I worked so hard to be successful, and now it's been removed from me. So there's a lesson here. There's a signpost I need to see. And I dug really deep, and I had a number of mentors at that point in time, books. I searched and really wanted to find the answer. And the answers came in two ways. Firstly, I realized one day, because one of my mentors said to me, well, what have you lost? Come on, let's get real.
Ooh, wow.
What have you actually lost? Wow, that struck a chord. And I realized, well, I've actually lost nothing, because everything, all the riches you actually have on this planet lives within the true riches. The true riches actually live within. So that was amazing. It was an incredible discovery that, you know what, every lesson, every challenge, every experience, the way in which I created success, I could do it tomorrow because it's within me. I just have to open my mouth and share my experiences. And then the second one, but I knew there was something more. And I dug more and I dug more, and I realized, oh my word, this is what I needed to see. My entire life, since the age of 13, I've been chasing the gold. I've been chasing the bling. I've been chasing the material. I've been chasing the millions. It was a quest for my success. And actually, I realized it was never about me, but this is what I needed to see. Every single experience, challenge, breakthrough, all the pulls I'd learned was actually readying me to support others in their quest for success. And that was the lesson that I really needed to learn. So I changed everything. My entire purpose and mission in life went from my own freaking mission to, okay, it's no longer about chasing the millions. It's about impacting millions. And it's amazing when you make that shift. You'd think, okay, so that's cool. You know, that sounds very noble. How are you going to make money if that's your focus? Well, here's the secret. The true secret is when you make that shift to supporting others and adding just love and value and making it about their success, it becomes your success. 18 months after that second burglary, we were flying. We were soaring because of the shift in energy, just making it about other people's quest, their success, their mission, and pouring so much love into it. I mean, clients say to me, God, Carmen, my success is more important to you than it is to me. It's like you're on a freaking bigger mission than I am. And it's, but that's the true essence of success, I totally believe, is add so much value and pour love into it and make it about other people, and the value just flows back to you in ways that you can't even imagine.
Did you find that the clients, the soul clients that started coming to you after that second burglary, they were more focused on chasing the millions.
Yeah.
Where they kind of saw through you, oh, it's not about the millions, but impacting millions. So that kind of had the ripple effect with them.
Absolutely. You do start attracting a different client. I've actually found that I started attracting a client that was in a different phase of their journey. So it was the kind of client that had a taste of success, but now realized there was so much more. That didn't change for them. However, it became a different quest for them. And it was also about the contribution and the growth and the impact greater than what they'd had up until that point. But I also started attracting a client that was in a place where they were just stuck. So like I had hit a point where I was stuck and was like, what now? Where to from here? Okay, my entire world's collapsed. The world that I've flippin' gone around 1,000 freaking planets to achieve. And that's collapsed. So I attracted those kind of clients that just also realized that I'm hitting this stuckness, this ceiling for a reason, and I can't find it. And then the third kind of client I started attracting was the person that hit that crazy setback in life, the life event, or, like that heart attack that comes because you've been chasing the millions and because you've been on that hamster wheel, or the divorce that happens, or the death, or whatever it is. It's a setback. It's maybe a business disappointment that just makes you disappointed in humanity. And it's now to find that new purpose or reason for being. So it became much deeper. My work became much deeper, and it became more about what I call a magnetic confidence. It's about, to my mind, there's two types of confidence. It was the confidence that I had in my earlier years, where it was about the chase, and I attained my confidence by virtue of what I owned. So it became outside. It was confidence. People saw it as confidence, but it was all about the car I drove and the home I drove, and the exclusive travel and the badges. It was about the badges. But I pulled it off. But internally, it's hard. That's what makes success hard, when you're incongruent. And then I learned after that second burglary was true confidence comes when you don't need the riches. You don't need all that stuff, that you realize these riches are within, and that actually is about cutting the bullshit, dropping the freaking facade. Stop trying to be like other people and living up to all these bloody crazy expectations that you put on yourself and others put on you, and you bust your ass trying to reach it. And you just stop that. Just stop all of that. And then life and success becomes easy. So so those are the kind of clients that it was the deeper, meaningful, there must be more than this. But I do want to add to this though. It doesn't mean that money is not important.
Yeah,
we live in a society, society's made it the fabric of society. And I love nice things, and I'll never stop liking nice things. And I don't apologize I live on a freaking idyllic island. But it's the way in which you see it and the way in which you experience it. It's not the highest priority in your life. You experience the material riches as the outcome of the value you bring into life. That just changes everything. And because of this new way of seeing, the route to actually creating money, and we teach people how to create real wealth, is add the value first, and that value comes back to you. And because of that, the kind of clients that are attracted to me are exactly those kind of clients. They just realize that there's a different route to money than what we've been taught in society.
Yeah. And it's also, because you were mentioning the three types of clients that are coming to you, but their core problem, so to speak, the problem that they want solved is, I want money. And despite being in a divorce or a hard life event, it's interesting to hear that that's their go-to. So they're coming to you to solve the problem of money, but what they're getting is the mindset, the money stories that they've been telling themselves, which just kind of and opens the gateway, because so many business owners don't see life and business as one. It's always been incongruent with one another. So if something's gone really hay wonky in your life, it's going to be the same in your business, but then they don't see it as that. So it's interesting to bring the two together.
Yes, beautifully put, Sasha, because that is the essence of what I do. I am a business coach. So the kind of problems people come to me is no longer profitable, or we've hit a ceiling. We know we can reach higher highs, but we just don't know why we're getting there. Or it's my staff. We're not growing anymore when we know we should be. We're not the best in our market when we could be. Those are the kind of things people come to me with. And I go, okay, that's cool. So now let's,
nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Let's just talk about you. And they look at me as like, huh? Okay, aren't you going to give me tactics and strategies and how to increase my profit? Yes, we'll get there. Just give me a moment. And we start talking about their lives and what they're thinking and how they're thinking about things and what's actually happening. And at first it's like, jeez, this is not what I expected. But I just said, bear with me. Let's talk about this. So the problem that you think is holding up your growth and your success and the profit in business is generally not. That's the surface stuff. We need to get to the deeper structure. And the deeper structure is usually the mindset. I actually say that my whole thing is to help entrepreneurs be unstoppable and wildly successful. But I say simply unstoppable. And the reason I put simply unstoppable in front there is because I want to take away the noise that makes success so hard. And I want to show entrepreneurs that it's actually simpler than what we think. However, there's only one real force that we have to actually move out the way. And it's usually ourselves.
Exactly. You only stand in your own way. What? Me? Really? No, it's everybody else. No, it's
exactly.
you.
That's not so cool to hear that.
Yeah.
All the moments where I've had that stuck phase in my life, I've had to swallow hard and go, okay, Carmen, how are you standing in your way? What are you thinking? Where are you limiting your thinking and the possibilities that are actually vast? So it's really tough because I tend to attract a high performer, a go-getter, someone that's already achieved considerable success, and helping them see, well, let's first get you out the way. Well, actually, then 80% of the problem solved once we do that.
So how did you do it with yourself? So when you got to those moments, okay, I'm stuck. And every entrepreneur goes through that.
Yeah,
like, okay, I'm stuck. I don't know where to go from here. I'm hitting the ceiling all the time. Did you push more with your marketing? Because you know it's the mindset. So you're working on the mindset in the background. But to move forward, because you still got a business to run.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, okay, I still got bills to pay. There's still things to do. I still want to go out for dinner. I still want to live the life. So what am I doing? Were you pushing more on the marketing? Were you doing more sales? Were you doing more workshops? Were you doing more networking? Were you doing cold calls? Like everyone's like, 6-7 figures and all these things and getting to this. It's like, listen, doll, you need a product or a service. You need to know your clients and you need a strategy and you need to sell. If you're not selling, you fart arsing around. Now get on the phone. So how did you break through that ceiling without, I don't want to say losing your soul, but selling your soul? So you still felt aligned with your energy and your business?
There have been times where I've slowed down completely to speed up. And I've had that realization that it's, like Einstein's theory, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result is like insanity. So there have been times where, marketing and selling is essential. And that's where entrepreneurs do forget how important that is. And their craft, they're comfortable with. The marketing and selling, they're not always comfortable with. So that does slip down. And yet, there are times when you hit that stuck phase that the best thing that you could possibly do for yourself is to just stop everything for a moment. I'm not saying for months, for a few moments. Because when you actually do look, so what I did and what I always do when I hit a stuck phase is you can't see your own bullshit. That's the biggest thing. I'm a coach, but exactly. Every coach needs a coach, and maybe we need even more. We need plenty. So I always have a number of coaches that I can turn to, or mentors, or people I trust. And my business partner and I act as coaches for each other. We're able to be deeply honest with each other. So when I hit those really stuck moments, I literally take a few steps back when it's big, when it's really big stuckness. And it's okay. I know something I'm doing needs to change. I can't see what it is right now. So I need someone else to question me. and then I'd invite someone in, or I'd start reading books that I never read before. That's going to take me out of my typical patterns.
Love that.
And generally, it doesn't take me very long when it's truth. You need to be willing to see the truth. And that's the freaking hardest part is, okay, I'm in my way again. Yeah. And how many times have you done this? Okay, in your way again. So it's to receive that truth and then, okay, so I'm out of my way now. Let's turn back to business. Okay, so here's the actual business problem. And then you can tackle the actual business problems, not what seen it through tinted glasses. And I find that very often it's just that slow down and you will speed up. It won't go all to hell if you just slow down for a moment. Yeah. In fact, you'll speed up because you've slowed down, because the clarity that comes with that few moments of silence and questioning and seeking truth, you can't put a price on the clarity that comes with that.
Exactly. We're coming near the end. I have a few more questions. One of the questions is, there's a saying that you should be the leader that you want to follow. So what type of leader are you that you like to follow?
I'm the leader that is not afraid of truth, no matter how hard it is. I'm the leader that believes that you have to honor yourself to honor others. And then you get the whole, so many people say, oh, but isn't that selfish? And
nope.
No, absolutely not. If you're not honoring you first, you cannot honor others. So for me, it's about really finding who you are on a deeply authentic level and then not being afraid to follow that truth. And it's the leader that believes that you can be successful in an honorable way, that you don't have to fudge the numbers. You don't have to, do other people out of whatever it is. And we've had business partners that have done that. That's the easier way in business, actually, when you're just finding the truth, doing what's right, not what's easy, and being your authentic self. That's what makes business easier, because you don't have to look over your shoulder or cover up your tracks. So that's the kind of leader I strive to be every day.
I love that. And if you were to sum yourself up in one word, this is the most difficult for a visionary. Me? One word? Really? I'm multi-passionate.
Yeah.
What would you sum yourself up in one word?
In one word. Not 2, 1.
One. Uno.
Uno. It would have to be unstoppable then.
Love that. Ooh, goosebumps. Yes, please. So tell us, Carmen, how do you want to change or challenge the world doing what you do?
So I want to help as many entrepreneurs that I can while I have time given on this planet to be simply unstoppable.
I love that. What is your take on 3 of my values? So fill in the blank. So creativity for you is?
To me, it's unconfined thinking to explore the vastness of possibility.
Cool. Wisdom for you is?
The ability to tune into truth through the noise of deception.
Imagination for you is?
Is going beyond the here and now to find or to make the impossible possible.
I love that. Nelson Mandela. Nothing's impossible until it's done. Yes, please, Madiba. Passion for you is?
I love that. It's the unstoppable energy that you are able to unleash in pursuit of a cause that resonates with your soul.
Carmen, thank you so much for being with us here today. Next time, maybe we'll get you back both on with Gary. Gary's your partner, right? Yes, absolutely. Gary's your partner as well. We get the Wild Unstoppable team on. Thank you so much for being with us here today and sharing your wisdom, passion, imagination, and creativity with us here. The listeners can find out more about Carmen in the show notes, her favorite book, quote, where she's on social media. And for those of you who are actually wanting to get some no bullshit entrepreneur feedback, brainstorming, coaching, not just all about the money, but to actually go a little bit deeper, get in contact with Carmen. maybe even fly down or up to Mauritius or
Oh,
across,
yes.
who knows? Lovely. We'll just do a retreat there. Yes, baby.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Let's leave the fields. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Carmen, for being here with us today.
Thank you so much, Saskia, for having me on your show. I have had a big smile on my face. Your soul and your energy is unstoppable. I love it. Thank you.
Yes. It's a pleasure. And to all our listeners, I'll be hearing and seeing you again next week. So in the meantime, be fast and furious and you be the change that you want to see in the world. Love you all lots. See you later. Bye-bye. Dang, that was just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I enjoyed having you on board, and please do me and you a favor. Head on over to iTunes, SoundCloud, or Stitcher. Click subscribe, and a super bonus, leave your review and you stand a chance of being announced and advertised on the show. I'm always striving to ensure that your brand is uplifted and empowered. Remember, done is better than perfect. So be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and send in your feedback too. You're the absolute best. Keep rocking.